Started. Welcome, guys, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rainz and Profeci Gaming, which are Twitter handles, and this is going to be the MSI Beat IT African Qualifiers round of 16. Bravado Gaming Blue versus Please Don't Flame Us. We are new, aka NewB, the South African version. What is that, Profeci?
Not much new, man.
It's all good. I've been waiting all day for this game, and you know, this is going to bring us a lot of entertainment, knowing that's round 16, very good teams. It's been a very good knockout stages as well. Very unfortunate for teams like Rain Gaming to be knocked out, but hopefully this will decide who goes further to the round of 8, the best of 8 quarterfinals, and who will be playing in the lowest bracket later tonight. But yeah, the first two bands, very standard, don't you think?
Yeah, very, very standard bands. We've got the Doom and the Lycan band out, as well as the Death Prophet. So all three of those heroes, you know, pretty highly challenged and pretty highly contested, and they all are game changers in their own right. So neither of these teams want to deal with those three heroes and obviously being removed from the pool. But Lycan, it'll be fun to see if we can actually get him through. I did see, I can't remember which game it was today. It was one of the SEA games. I think it was Zephyr that actually got hold of him, and they somehow lost that game, which is quite odd. But very, very interesting to see what's coming out at the moment here. We've got another ban on the Tidehunter, which is currently very, very contested in South Africa. It's almost as though whoever picks up Tidehunter wins these days.
Yeah, of course. Also the two bans from Lycan and the two bands, Please Don't Flame Us and We Are New. The Lycan bands as well as the Death Prophet showed me that they could be playing like an anti-push kind of thing, but the Shadow Shaman proved me wrong. What do you think about this though? Banning out Lycan and Crobulus, but picking out Shadow Shaman?
Shadow Shaman's pretty much first pick material these days. It's going to be interesting to see how NewB, or Please Don't Flame Us, We Are New, is going to try and use him. Generally, they run a defensive tri-lane so that he can grab just a couple of levels, you know, maybe rotating lanes out so that he can pick up a little bit of solo XP. Generally, you just want a quick level 6 on him. As soon as that happens, you basically start looking for team fights. As soon as a team fight happens, not as soon as a team fight happens, but if you were to win that team fight, you almost invariably take a tower immediately afterwards. Those wards are pretty devastating to towers, as we've all seen.
Yeah, of course, and also the wards make me think about the first two picks of Bravado Gaming Blue. I mean, there's a Clockwork as an offlane Vengeful Spirit for the support, probably the scan support on the VS. But otherwise, if Clockwork initiates, Shadow Shaman can easily just cast the mass open wards, and you know, like if Vengeful splits, not split, but swap him out, she'll be the one that dies, and I think that's. It'll be a bit of devastation coming in towards BVD to win some team fights, especially with his Razor to bring him out as well with the Eye of the Storm, just making sure that he does indeed get some AoE in there as well with the Plasma Field. I'm not very sure about this drop from Bravado Gaming Blue, but I guess if you agree with me, this is still very early, and we saw another pusher that is banned out, which is the Brewmaster.
Yeah, we've actually... It's a bit interesting to see Bravado Gaming Blue going with these two picks first. Not really what I would have thought to go for. I mean, particularly with the Brewmaster being banned out, I think more as opposed to a pushing hero, he's very, very much a team fight hero. And he's an extremely proficient initiator. I mean, you jump in and you ulti, and there's nothing that the opponent can really do to you once that's happened. So he can cause an extreme amount of havoc if he's able to get up early. Initiation. The Razor, though, is an interesting pick because, as we've seen, Razor pretty much adores any sort of 1v1 solo engagement. He's very, very difficult to beat for any kind of opponent that is going up, so I'll probably expect to see him as solo mid here, and I'll be very, very interested to see how Bravado is going to look to counter him, because it's not an easy thing.
Yeah, I was just about to say that Clockwork might go into mid solo lane, but I realized how much retarded it would be to actually have that happening. But yeah, as you said, Razor probably a very good 1v1 solo meta. So I wonder if it actually would be a good hero to counter a Razor. Are there any suggestions from you?
Look, it would probably have to be some hero that can get away quickly. So in my opinion, I think a Quap wouldn't be too bad. She does have the blink, which will allow her to get away. She does also have a little bit of harassment on the Razor with that poison, which will actually slow down. But otherwise, there aren't many. I mean, that Link is extremely devastating to melee heroes. So you'll need something that either has range or can just get away quickly, both of which the Quap, I think, is actually a good pickup for. But let's just see if Bravado Gaming Blue goes that route. I don't really know of any of their players specializing in Quaps, so it might be a little bit out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, of course. I think one of the heroes that, one of the players that's actually pretty decent would be Mikasa, aka Odu, in mid lane. So I think apart from him, as you said, it shouldn't be anybody else that's able to play such hero. But you know, they can prove us wrong, knowing that except for Scans, that he plays a lot of support and also the captain of the team. So barring him, maybe it's either him or NewB. I think that's Hoops given or something. But otherwise, yeah, I like this Juggernaut pickup though. I mean, if Juggernaut was picked by NewB, I'm pretty sure it would be a very good carry for pushing lineup, especially with Razor and Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, that would be very, very devastating. That healing ward is just, it's OP at times. But NewB is certainly stacking up their lane domination here. Now they're going to get the hold of the Viper. And Viper is very, very similar to Razor. Difficult hero to actually contest in a lane.
Yeah.
So a lot is gonna depend on BVD's rotations here. If they can get a couple of good rotations, you know, picking off the Razor, maybe killing off the Viper, then it'll make life a lot more simple for them, because this Razor cannot be allowed to get a good early start. If that happens, it's really going to be, I think, the end of days for BVD.
Yep. With the Viper pick, I'm pretty sure that what do you think about the mid-solo player? Is it going to be the Viper or the Razor? Because they just picked out this Mirana. Unless she's a support, she will be going to the mid-solo because Clockwork has been picked, so I assume he will go towards the off-lane. And Mirana against a Viper shouldn't be the best idea with a corrosive skin being available. But otherwise, what do you think about this so far, depending on the lane for NewB?
Razor will almost certainly be the Viper is much more effective at being able to farm a lane. A Razor, like I said, he adores 1v1 engagements. He's okay in a tri-lane, but not really what you want as such. So they'll try get him a 1v1 engagement. If he can get that, then he'll probably wreck just about anything he'll go up against.
Yeah, of course. What I'm thinking is that Viper, he could go to the solo safe lane with the Razor in the mid lane, and Shadow Shaman would be supporting with somebody else, like Faces Forward right now, and then another support and hand them over to the offensive tri-lane. Do you think that would be a good idea, or do you think Faces Forward would be a hero that's supposed to be in the safer lane?
Okay, Faceless Void I think will actually be a solo offlaner in this stage, and he's actually got the much easier side. The Radiant is an easier offlane, so the Void is going to have a much better time than I think the Clockwork is going to have.
What the mid-solo would be though, I mean, if Maron is a support, which I think I am going to go with that, bvd.Blue has to pick up a very good mid-solo to play against a Razor, and if it's not a Quap, I want to know what they want to pick, because it could be anything right now. Ember Spirit just got banned out as well.
Yeah, the Ember Spirit would have actually been okay, but I still think the Razor would have won that lane. Okay, well now it's all up to BVD, so what is their master plan here? Because they could still be running that Mirana as a support. I'm not 100% certain how effective it's going to be with the magic missile, but if it's well played... Oh, that's actually quite interesting. Troll
Bring
Warlord.
Back the meta.
Okay, well they're certainly pulling out some DK-oriented strats here, because Troll Warlord's not actually too bad. He does of course have the whirling axes, which will allow him to get a very, very high miss chance on Razor. So even if Razor steals all that damage, it's not going to do a whole lot, as well as Troll Warlord being a ranged hero. So not too bad of an option, in fact. And actually, I quite like this. I mean, I haven't ever actually casted a game with the Troll Warlord in, so it'll be a first time for me.
Yeah, I think for me as well. Well, we do cast together most of the time. So yeah, if you haven't, I probably haven't either. But I wonder what the lane is going to sign. I mean, if Troll Warlord could be a mid player, but Mikasa just picked the Mirana, so this is going to be very unpredictable so far for bvd Gaming Blue. actually for NewB to play against bvd.Blue. But otherwise, Lich just got picked. I assume it could be the position for support, with Faceless Void going into the offlane solo. Let's just see how it goes.
Yeah, I do think Chosen will be the mid here. You kind of want the Troll to get early levels. And if he can get that going, I mean, that ultimate is pretty much a global carry maker. I mean, you cast that once and then every single hero on your team is going to be attacking quickly. So even the Venge will be hitting really, really hard if she can get off a couple of right clicks there.
Yeah, you got a point there. Yeah, of course. I mean, Dancing Swords is scant and he's playing a Juggernaut with boots of speed. A lot of changes in the team for bvd.Blue probably, but let me introduce you guys, the audience, the team of NewB and in Profeci you'll go for bvd.Blue. It is Chidori probably playing the mid solo, Razor. ROC is the Void, I think we call him ROC, with Faints, a Viper. Still deciding where he's going to go. 225 is a support Shadow Shaman, and lastly but not least, the Lich King is S thingy. S. What do you call that symbol?
That is, I actually don't really know what they call that symbol. I just know it as the copy.
Scuppy. Scuppy.
Yeah,
oh, anyway, it's for bvd.Blue.
Yeah. They also use it for to make cube signs and all the rest. You know, it's like S to the power. Sort of. But anyway, let me get to introducing bvd. We have Chosen running on the Troll Warlord. Rock Bottom will be picking up that Vengeful Spirit. NewB, the other stand-in, will be grabbing the Clockwork. Dancing Swords on the Juggernaut. And finally, where is he hiding? Mikasa will be on the Marauder.
I am slightly confused about the laning for bvd.Blue, but yeah, this is Entertainment Dota, and they give us very nice or fun games, just like how we casted Ventus yesterday. That was like pretty amazing with Kronos with a Dagon 5 on the puck. But yeah, we're probably not going to see this for bvd.Blue, but they will be showing us how they're going to play the Scans Juggernauts. My first time seeing him play a carry or a carry hero if he's not playing support, for the first time in competitive Dota.
Yeah, I haven't ever seen Scant actually. Well, I haven't casted Scant as a carry, so it'll be very, very interesting to see what he does. But yeah, Chosen is going to be up against Chidawe in the mid there.
Alright, yeah, you called it right. Let's just see, there are no heroes up top. There's only one hero actually, Miranda on the safe lane. But this calls that Juggernaut is going to rotate into the bottom lane and try to get a kill or two over here. There are no wards available at all for the bottom river or the Radiant jungle for the Radiant side. So yeah, there's going to be one hero here, which is NewB, the Clockwork. So hopefully they will have this rotation coming in with coming stun. Rock bottom boys playing the stand-in. Yeah, I think they called it out. Faint is playing really careful, and so is 225. Yeah, I think they totally see what's happening.
Yeah, they realize that just leaving the Clockwork to get that aggressive, there's something off about the lane, and they're not going to take the chance there. But Clockwork is really going to have his work cut out for him here. He's going to be up against what is probably one of the best lane dominators in the game, the Viper. So he's going to basically be trying to get what he can off these lanes.
I'm thinking this is going to be a position for support Juggernauts, because this is exactly what he's doing. He's buying boots of speed. He's also just rotating, making sure that he gives pressure with the help of Vengeful Spirits into the bottom and middle lane. So hence the dual lanes so far. I mean, there's an off-lane Void. I mean, he's just going to get to level 6 as soon as possible. But otherwise, the Lich is just going to support Chidawe here in the mid lane with the Shadow Shaman. Just trying to get the levels up faster, you know, compared to a tri-lane.
Yeah, they definitely do need levels on the Shadow Shaman at the very least. The Viper, not 100% important, but getting up early levels in the Corrosive Skin, as well as that Nether Toxin, make him really a very, very difficult hero to actually effectively fight.
Yeah, he's actually giving Clockwork quite a bit of trouble with the amounts of damage he does have with the poison attack, as well as what you said, the Nether Toxin. But otherwise, if the Clockwork gets his levels up, I mean, he's got 8 last hits as well, so it's not such a bad thing, even though he's getting pushed back a little bit. But yeah, middle, Lich King, and Vengeful Spirit, so just a little bit away from distance. But yeah, Troll is finally rotating. S is actually getting a bit of damage. A Whirlwind starts to come in, and look at this amount of damage being done onto S. Let's just see if this haste from the Vengeful Spirit is able to kill him though. He still tries to DPS him out, but the rest are escaping from everything. And CP comes in. It is going to be the first blood, with Lich grabbing the first kill after being attacked by 3 heroes. Well done to NewB.
Yeah, that was some brilliant juking there by S on his Lich, and very, very clever. And the Vengeful Spirit did try to eat through the trees, but unfortunately just not quick enough, and the haste running out at the worst possible time for her, with a very, very heavily empowered Razor just waiting to last hit her there.
Yeah, I agree with you over there. Oh, Scans is rotating over here with NewB helping the Clockwork out, and Feint is going to be in big trouble. He tries to out-DPS the Clockwork, but it is not going to work out, and he's actually going to give him a kill as well. After 10 last hits, he is going to get his next item pretty soon with the help of Scans. Yeah, this is DK orientated, as you said, with the Lanham type of style, but he's not playing jungle, so he's just purely supporting the heroes of his teammates.
Yeah, but I mean, we almost never see a Juggernaut playing support, so it's nice to see guys trying something a little bit different. Not quite fully DK, but certainly inspired by them. And they do realize, however, that they need to make things happen, especially against both the Viper and the Razor, because the Razor and the Viper are really what's going to carry them in the early game. The Void is going to be decent, and it's not really going to cause him any hassle speed on this lane. Mirana is probably one of the worst heroes to actually solo a Void, so he's not going to be too stressed. He's getting a decent amount of farm, but not really as critical to take out in the early game as a Razor and a Viper are.
Yeah, of course, but he's farming pretty nicely. He's got 15 last hits, the Void with 13, not doing too bad, knowing that it's a 1v1. But yeah, rotations coming in from Scans, going to the top lane with Illusions, harassing the Void out of the lane to make sure that Mikasa still farms up as much as possible. But yeah, as you said, Void is such a better hero compared to Mirana, hence Mikasa is suffering a bit with the amounts of HP loss. 200 hit points is what he has so far. And yeah, it's going to be a bit of a passive play for the rest of the early game, I can see.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that Void is necessarily a much better hero than the Mirana. It's just, in a 1v1 engagement, Mirana hits for like tissue paper level value. I mean, if you look at her now, level 5, she does 60 damage. Void has 6 armor as well as a poor man's shield, so he takes almost nothing from her, in addition to any chance that he does to, you know, the backtrack chance that he also has.
Yeah, he's also got level 6, just got it from last skip, but yes, so Chronosphere is available. So the next time Mikasa gets into low HP, he's going to get it. And yeah, there's going to be another kill coming in. Chidowi to grab a kill off the Troll Warlord, the mid-solo player, and the support Rock Bottom Boys. He is going to get away, but losing a lot of DPS temporarily.
Yeah, and I actually like this idea from NewB here to pop the Lich in the mid lane, make it a deal, because Lich also ensures that your lane is, that any lane he's in is at the very least going to draw. Short of something critical happening, he really just gives a lot of help to the Razor. It gives him extra armor, and that slow on the Cold Nova is not to be taken lightly. I mean, it's a 30% movement slow, especially against a melee hero a melee / ranged hero like the Troll Warlord. He doesn't actually have that much HP.
Fight coming in at bottom lane. Clockwork is actually going to solo the start. 225 is going to be in big trouble, but the Viper is doing so much damage to help him out, and still goes on. And the Shackle to end the kill with the Viper taking the last hit. Very good plays over there from the support and the Viper in the safe lane to take down the Clockwork finally after having the first kill.
Yeah, very, very clever play there, and certainly getting the Viper a much needed kill there and a boost on his lane as well.
I wonder what bvd.Blue is going to, bvd.Blue is going to do for the rest of the game, because they are losing quite a bit of lost hits, as well as it's a 3-1 in the favor of NewB right now, so they have to get some good fights coming in. I think it's exactly what they're doing, with Scant rotating back into the bottom lane. No wards available for both sides, so they have to predict where they are each other, with finally the hook shot coming in with Clockwork. Mirana Moonlight Shadows out, and Juggernaut's going to harass the support, while Feint gets down really quickly with the support of Vengeful Spirit to take the last hits as well. Yep, Clockwork is going to suffer a bit from the poison of Viper, but he is going to survive as well. Good plays actually coming in from bvd.Blue this time.
Yeah, and very, very clever usage there of the Mirana ult to make certain that they get an almost immediate return gank on the Viper.
Yeah. It was also that the Midnight Shadow helped the Juggernaut to initiate on time, to actually surprise the Shadow Shaman out and pull him back to have Viper unsupported. But unlucky, Rock Bottom Boys is in big trouble once again. 225, no mana to cast anything, but there is going to be a stun available, and Feint will actually maybe take the Clockwork down and save the support Vengeful Spirit. Yep, he is in big trouble, nowhere to get back, trying to juke them out, maybe to stop. Alright, it's going to be a Shackle coming in as well, and 225 to hold him in, and Feint to grab another kill. He's 2 deaths and 2 kills at this moment for a Viper in the safe lane. 33 lost hits, which is the second highest in the lost hit board.
Yeah, I don't actually know why they got so aggressive there. They certainly must have realized the Viper was back in the lane, so especially getting that aggressive in this kind of area when you don't have much HP on your heroes. A little bit, I think, not thinking that one through, because there's no way that a Venge, particularly a support, I mean not a Venge, sorry, a Shadow Shaman will be that far out by himself there.
Yeah. I just want to ask you a question. Do you know who's missing from BVD to have a stand-in on the Elflane Clockwork?
That's actually a good question.
Up, Chronosphere hits, ROC is able to take him down. Maybe some damage is coming in for sure, but Mikasa, he doesn't have leap until a second to go, and Razor to grab the last hit. Oh, this Juggernaut support is doing a lot of work. Level 3, level 4, and yep, the last hit goes to Vengeful Spirit, stun, and last hit. Nice go going from it, and ROC is able to escape. He does have Time Walk off cooldown at level 2. He's got level 3 on Time Lock as well. Very difficult to kill this hero.
Yeah, very, very difficult to kill the faces for at the moment. I don't know. I think in the end that was probably a more worthwhile trade for NewB. In the end, they have more cores. Just looking at their lineup, BVD seems to be running sort of like a 2.5 core, with the Marana being the solo. The safe lane solo, and then the Troll Warlord. So BVD can't actually take this too late. And we've got another brilliant clock hooking here on the Viper, and it looks like the death is going to arrive soon. Oh, and Viper turns it around
as well. Scant is also just trying to do some work while killing the Vengeful Spirit as well. But here he goes down. Clockwork, what happened at the bottom lane with did he initiate but died to the Viper?
Yeah, Viper was over here, cogged in and died for his trouble, even with assistance from the Marana. Unfortunately, she missed her arrow, resulting in a couple of free shots on the clock. And you can't really sit there and tank, so we've got a pause coming out here from Chosen now as well.
Alright, so I guess that was a bit unfortunate to have that arrow missed out. Man, we can't control 2 fights at a time. That was really good timing for them as well. I mean, I think it was ROC that decided to say that they want to keep the top busy, to not have Juggernaut rotate to the bottom lane and try to win the fight against the Viper and Shadow Shaman, hence the initiation from him as well. But others, that was quite a bit of heroes' death, all 3 of them actually. Viper, the Juggernaut, and I think, what did I say, the Vengeful Spirit and the Clockwork, 4 heroes who were killed in the same time.
Yeah, and we also lost a tower. Or NewB lost their tower on the top lane as well. So 2 fights going on separately on either sides of the map.
Yeah, I was just checking the gold graph as well. NewB is actually leading by 3,000 on gold, and EXP by around 4,000. So this is actually going pretty well for them. But otherwise, this is pretty early though, 10 minutes in, and I can see that Scant has something planned. It's just, I'm not sure what it is so far, but I can see some rotations coming in from Clockwork to make sure that, say, the Razor dies really quickly. I mean, he's got no escape ability, so 1 hook shot in, and maybe an ulti whenever Scant gets to level 6, we're able to take him down in the next few minutes.
Yeah, the thing is, Razor doesn't really have much escape ability, but he is a very, very tanky hero. And that makes him a difficult target to actually take down, and he's actually making a movement here on Chosen, but I don't think he's going to be fast enough.
Yeah, very unfortunate for that, but actually the Troll, as you said, very interesting pick from bvd.Blue. I'm pretty sure that they, if they actually get some ulti into the battle trance when he gets in, lots of attack speed coming in, and possibly will help the Marana as well with the DPS. Well, let's see, 1 hook shot is available, and nice sentry ward. That timing is amazing to make sure that Chidowi gets back on time. Marana at the bottom lane does get a kill, but let me just focus more onto the lane. It's 3 versus 2. S as well as Chidowi available for a fight, and I think they both have ultis ready whenever an initiation takes place.
Yeah, the chain fast mod actually works slightly against bvd.Blue when they cog in, or when they hook shot in with the Clockwork and his cogs. If he unfortunately gets his team sort of bunched up, that Chain Frost can really blow them apart.
Oh, and Arrow gets in. Feint is in trouble, but he does cost the ulti of Mikasa, and Mikasa leaps back into safety right there. And rotations coming in the clockwork. He does have hookshot available, and so the Rocket Flare does attack him and making sure that the area effect is available. But nice mass Serpent Ward keeping him there available, and as well the Power Cogs just makes him stuck with the Shadow Shape in front and getting a kill. And mid solo as well, Vengeful Spirits to die from that fight in mid lane. And Chidowi, he's playing amazing though. It's 5-1 right now with 1 assist.
Yeah, and this is actually the power of the Razor. He got a decent enough lane, but that Lich actually helped him out quite a lot, getting him a couple of early kills, and since then he's really just skyrocketed, and he's actually going straight for a, I think it's a BKB. I'm not 100% certain if it's going to be an Ags. Usually you'd go for the point booster if you're going for the Ags first, but he looks to be building for the BKB with this early pickup of the Ogre Club.
Yeah. I wonder what, after the BKB, is he going to go for maybe the ulti stuff, or maybe one of each, or it's going to be one of them and then maybe more damage or something, because they have the Viper as well as they have the Chronosphere, allowing him to have more time to take down the enemies faster. Do you think that would be a better idea though? Oh, Arrow gets in. Chidowi's in big trouble. Chosen going in with the first place, with finally getting the ulti off and finally getting a kill as well. A killing spree disappearing from Chidowi really quickly, and him, the troll, grabbing 424 gold. It's quite a bit. This is a bit of a comeback actually for BVD.
Okay, now that's another thing I don't understand. I mean, they certainly had vision. I mean, I checked. I think Chosen was standing right over there. So he was inside Invis vision, even with the ward up, so they must have known something was happening, but the Razor decides to stand a little bit too close, actually getting caught up by the arrow, and that was very, very odd decision making there.
Yeah, it's a good arrow. Chronosphere gets in there as well. A Lich ulti to hit 2 heroes. It's going to be a lot of bounces. Mikasa goes down first, Rock Bottom to die as well maybe, but getting a stun into Lich before anything happens, phrases forward to do a lot of damage on the GPS, or DPS, but he does indeed get away on time with Chosen, also just making sure that he is going to be safe with the support. But yep, it's going to be a Time Walk coming in. Vengeful Spirit does not have the stun, he does have it now, but it's going to be too late, and Feint is going to be the next who does. But oh, Mechanism, can you believe it? It's 13 minutes in. Chosen is going to be in big trouble if he does overextend. There's going to be some help maybe from the Juggernaut. He does not have healing wards available. He's going to be in big trouble as well. There are no TP scrolls for him, and yep, Chidowi the Razor, look at this amount of damage that he's going to be stealing. 145 plus. Imagine, like, if the whole team was there, man. This is going to be devastating for the whole BVD group.
Yeah, and that is unfortunate. Just bvd.Blue hanging around a little bit too long. They did take the tower, they did get a kill, lost one of their own, but that was really the time to actually retreat. They could not have taken that, not with the Razor hanging around and Faceless Board in the area as well. They needed to escape there, and unfortunately losing 2 with Scant just trying to come back and help his team out.
Of course, I just want to point out that NewB, this team, it's my first time casting them, and I'm pretty impressed. I mean, we've got Chidowi from Veneration Esports, or ex-Veneration Esports, and I think Rock is there as well. And Feint's a very good player, who was around for a bit as well in the Dota scene. Very good team indeed. I think they would be maybe heading towards Premier playoffs pretty soon. I think they're in Open Division right now, so First Division would be best for them.
Well,
next
yeah,
season,
I mean, they're certainly giving bvd.Blue a run for their money here, and bvd is actually having a little bit of trouble. I think it comes down to maybe their draft. They don't have much lockdown in the team fights. A lot of it's depending on the clockwork to get a good cog in. Sorry, a good hookshot in, and then a decent set of cogs. Because apart from him, they basically have 1 stun and then a Hail Mary pass from the Mirana. So we'll have to see if bvd.Blue can pull this back, because at the moment they're winning just so slightly, I would think, in terms of towers. But other than that, it's looking pretty grim on the actual scoreboards.
Indeed. I mean, if you look at the gold graph again, it's going otherwise with the newbie actually getting more towards them in the gold earned, and EXP as well. It's up to 7,000 right now for EXP, so a big difference from what we've seen last time. But yeah, Mirana is actually having a bit of trouble farming up. He's got the glove haste, and that's basically it. So the phase boots, but otherwise he's going to need to get more than this. Maelstrom is probably going to come up pretty soon, but yeah, Rock Bottom Boys needs to get out on time. He does TP a little bit too late on 225. Support's coming in, but otherwise very lucky Vengeful Spirit over there.
Yeah, and quick thinking actually allowed him to get himself out of there as well. And it looks as though bvd.Blue is now actually on the hunt. They might be trying to go for cheetah over here.
Would this be a good idea though? It's going to be a 3 versus 2. Arrow comes in, Mikasa misses the arrow on Shidoe unfortunately, but the Juggernaut is going to be hexed as well, as he has no choice but to run away, but the Razor's damage is still a little bit too high, plus 84 just from the static link, and the rest of the team have to back off. Once again a big mistake coming into a team fight, BvD.Blue. Do you think that if they farm a bit more, maybe for another 5 minutes or so, it could make a bit of a difference?
I don't think NewB is going to allow them that time though, eh? I mean, you could certainly farm a little bit more, but none of their heroes really get extremely powerful with, you know, I mean, they don't really get extremely powerful with items. So NewB is just going to keep forcing their way down these towers, and the Razor. Okay, well, we've got a jump in by Rock on Rock Bottom Boys, and that'll be a very, very dead Vengeful Spirit.
Yeah, that was actually pretty quick. ROC's Mask of Madness is definitely doing a lot of DPS just to help him out with the attack speed, but otherwise, yeah, the Razor is already doing too much damage. He is instead going for the Aghanim Scepter instead of the Blacking Bar. He's going to TP bottom as well, making sure that Mikasa does not get a tower at the bottom lane. Instead, I think initiates, but the leap away is going to save him quite a bit. But this is probably it. You can't really do anything other than leaping away, and you know, if you decide to come back into the fight, Razor's just going to kill you.
Yeah, Razor is really just... he's such a good zoner, especially with that ulti. And I mean, he's got big backup from both the Viper and the Shadow Shaman as well.
That was a really quick death on the clockwork, I must say. Yeah, but otherwise, this is going to be too late. I think this game was going to go towards NewB, but fortunate enough, this is going to be a bit of time. We'll still have to see some action coming in from the Troll Warlord, who's just got a mechanism, and also getting the Vlads next. But I'm not so sure about the Vlad's pick, though. I mean, other than him, the Mirana's not going to get anything from that, and the Juggernaut is a support, so he's not going to be needing the Vlads much.
No, the Jug, I mean, okay, look, the Jug is now building into his Aghanim Scepter, so we'll have to see what his next item is. It might in fact be that Lanham style Blink Dagger, and it's decent enough, but I really just think that they desperately need to find some way to actually contest NewB in these fights, because right now NewB has a Viper that is virtually unkillable, a Razor that's just picked up his Ags. I mean, from now on, BvD is going to be heavily under the gun.
Yeah, of course. I was just about to think that, yeah, Dancing Sword's in big trouble. It is scans, and look at this damage output coming in just from the Razor and Void. Bam, that's just gonna stop him to get his Aghanim Scepter once again. He was like 900 gold, now back to 700 and something. Oh, Mikasa's down as well. Look at the Sentry Ward, just in case he does vanish into thin air. Another kill, 19-7 in favor of NewB.
Yeah, and NewB actually playing very, very well, just completely outmaneuvering BvD.Blue here. And it's pretty interesting, and certainly must be disconcerting for BvD.Blue fans to see that they're getting outmaneuvered this badly, and BvD is now actually going to try and grab the Rosh just to get something going their way at the moment.
Yeah, what are the chances of NewB actually figuring it out? But he's going to be one person coming in. Lots of pings as well, so like, oh, okay, it's just one Clockwork trying to defend. Something is fishy coming in, so yeah, it's going to be a rush fight. Scans and friends just have to get out into position right now. And maybe stealing a rush, NewB is going to be taking it as well, so yep, there's a mass open ward. Right now, BvD.Blue cannot do anything. Maybe one hook shot or something, but that's it. Oh, actually, never mind. Look at that Mirana arrow into the hook shot. Very good players coming in. Shidoe might be in big trouble. He does pick up the Aegis, so he will have 2 lives. Static Link is still available because it's just going to leap away, though. Very unfortunate for the Razor. Viper on the island still gets another kill over here at the bottom lane. Still tries to destroy Chosen. Mechanism is on cooldown, so it's not going to be available right now. And ROC is just going to TP in as well to make sure that the Razor to get the last hits. Yep, very bad fight coming in for BvD.Blue once again. Shidoe, look at this damage just from the Eye of the Storm, and there's only one hero left, aka the Vengeful Spirit. He is going to rotate back into base, into safety actually. Rock, time walk into second tier tower, I'm not so sure about.
No, I'm not certain about that. I think he was just trying to jump and maybe try and grab the Vengeful Spirit. I'm not 100% certain if they saw her moving up to the high ground. But as you said, I mean, this is a very, very powerful pushing lineup for NewB once they get up a couple of items. The Razor now does have his Ags, didn't have his ulti off cooldown there, but otherwise that would have been a certain tier 2 going the way of NewB. But we've got another Ags picked up, this time on the Viper as well. So a 12-second cooldown on Viper Strike, that is going to be hell for bvd to deal with in a team fight.
Yeah, they're living the dream. Meanwhile, Feint does pick up the invisible rune as well. So with Aghanim Scepter, as you mentioned, it is going to be a bit of a trouble coming in for Scans and Friends. Scans is being scouted. Moonlight Shadow activated as well. Oh, this is going to be big trouble coming in. 225 is the one to be targeted, but Dancing Swords gets exploded pretty quickly with the help of Lich King. Well, there's going to be 2 heroes left. The cooldown of Mirana's ulti is off right now, or pretty soon. Yep, right now, and I don't think they're going to be going in.
I mean, can you really contest that? You have these Serpent Wards which are basically just going to zone you out. If you even do try contest, you have a Viper who does not have enough mana for a mech, but he's extremely tanky. 1700 HP as well as like 8 armor, so it's not a fight that you can actually afford to take, not in the state that bvd.Blue is in.
Oh, Chosen is actually juking the Void and making sure that he gets back, but otherwise he does find the Clockwork as well as Mirana. One arrow in, he is going to take it, but it's going to be too late already with the Razor doing so much damage just from the Plasma Field. But yeah, what else do you need? Look at this damage. I mean, it's like 100 DPS every single time.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous at the moment, and it's almost impossible for actually bvd.Blue to really contest them in any sort of way. You can't take them at a tower because they'll just drop the wards which zone you out anyway. You can't try to take them in a team fight because you've got the Void ulti as well, and Dancing Swords might actually grab themselves a kill on Chigawi if they land a stun.
Yep, top lane as well. It's going to be Feint. I've been looking at the wrong screen all the time, but there is going to be a fight up top. Again, the same time, same place. It's going to be the top and bottom lane, but Feint is going to TP away. As you said, virtually impossible to kill right now, this Viper.
Yeah, I mean, he dropped there, but I mean, he had the Aegis as well, so he didn't really care all that much about it. Probably not the nicest way to lose your Aegis, but certainly got the ulti out of the Juggernaut, which will be very, very helpful to them at the moment. And they're looking to not push their first tier 2 of the game, so I really can't see any way for bvd.Blue to effectively come back from this. Maybe if the Clockwork can do something, but I mean, he's so underfarmed, I really don't see him being able to do anything.
Yeah. Also, Chidowi, the Razor, just picked up a Perseverance, surprisingly. Could that be a Lincoln Sphere for the Razor? Or Bloodstone or something?
For the Razor? No, that would be a Thresher.
Alright, yeah, that makes so much more sense. bvd.Blue, Troll Warlord tipping back into base, and yep, the second tier tower of the bottom lane gets taken down by NewB. And right now it's going to be, yeah, I think the Radiants, no they don't, it's there's no dire wards available, so a smoke gang is commenced right now for NewB, and I think the next hero to be taken down is Dancing Swords, aka Scans. Oh, very unlucky. There's going to be some teleport coming in maybe to help Scans out, but meanwhile, bottom lane, top lane actually, Mikasa gets taken a lot of damage from the help of the Feint himself, but otherwise, yep, rotations coming in possibly. Nice Chronosphere coming in from Rock. Making sure they just destroy the position for Juggernaut.
I think that Chronosphere was more out of desperation to not allow Dancing Swords to make it out of there, so slight waste on that ult, but probably the best usage of it in the end. He's going to probably have it by the next time they have a team fight, so I really can't see NewB losing it from this situation. Their next target will almost certainly be the mid tower, and they are loading up this lane with 4 heroes at the moment.
Yeah, I must agree with you. It's 27-9 right now. That's 3 times the kills of NewB compared to bvd.Blue right now. I'm not saying that they're going to lose right now, but if you look at the gold graph, they are, what's this, 17,000 gold ahead for the Radiant side. And then EXP as well, just over 20,000. It's a bit impossible to come back unless the Troll Warlords get just really, really big, and so does Mirana. But as you said, compared to cores like Razor and Void and Viper, can't really do anything about that.
Yeah, you see the biggest problem for them, I mean, just look at this. Feint basically soloing it versus 2 heroes here and creeps, and just walking away from them in essence.
Oh, it's going to be over too late. The ults coming in from Scans, making sure that the Viper finally dies from a killing spree. Yeah, I think that's just to make him create some space to make sure the tier 2 tower does go down though.
Yeah, and I mean, it required 4 heroes in the end to actually bring down a single Viper. And he didn't even really have everything available, and now they lose tier 3s as well as a tier 2. So NewB is just completely dominating BVD in every single exchange. Every time BVD thinks they get something, they've actually lost double that and more to NewB.
Yeah, look at this amount of damage after Storm is just doing 2 of them. Yep, ROC gets in there with the Chronosphere to make sure that Mikasa goes down. Razor to go to kill the Troll as well, and the Craft Thunder goes down. BKB, Lich King with an ulti to grab 2 heroes off. It's going to be almost a team wipe, but Mirana buys back. Scans actually gets back on time, but there's going to be a miss, and the arrow hits a creep instead. Mikasa losing so much HP, he barely has over 950 max hit points, so that's going to be 1 Rax coming in towards... Yep, 1 GG coming in actually.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can really do. 31 to 10 in 27 minutes. And NewB just showing the power of a Razor as well.
Well played to NewB to take them first game against bvd.Blue. Hopefully that they're going to give us some more entertainment in the next game with bvd.Blue fighting back. Let's just see how it goes. So this is Rainz cast as well as Profeci Gaming, and we'll see you next game.
Thanks very much, guys.
Cheers. Welcome guys, this is game 2 of Please Don't Flame Us, We're New versus bvd.Blue. The first game being taken by NewB. Actually very amazing teamwork from that team. Our first time casting them, and they clearly impressed us with the amounts of teamplay that they made. But this is Rainz cast as well as Profeci Gaming. And yeah, the first ban already, Viper, nice.
Yeah, so definitely a reaction to I think game 1, but I'm not 100% certain if the Viper was actually the major problem there. I really do think that BVD needs to get rid of the Razor, and there we go. Certainly removed from the pool at the moment.
I wonder what they're going to do about this though. They banned out the Viper, they banned out the Razor, clearly respect bans from the first game. And meanwhile, yep, Death Prophet is banned out from the other team this time and not bvd.Blue. I wonder if BVD is going to say, screw this, I am going to play a pushing lineup and just try to win this game as soon as possible to try take game 3 as well. But yeah, this is still unpredictable to see that they're taking bonus time actually to have the first 2 bans already.
Sorry, they're probably just debating here about whether to ban the Lycan, because this first pick is BVD, and I don't think a captain as experienced as Dancing Swords will allow that to get through, and they are in fact going to ban out the Tidehunter. So does bvd.Blue take the bait and go for the Lycan now, or do they go for something else?
I wonder, I mean, that's one offlaner, actually a very good offlaner banned out right now, because especially if you play the Dire side, you are going to have the advantage of just pulling the Ancients, and then finally, as you get to like level 7 or so, you'll be able to take him down, take like 3 stacks alone, and that's already enough for a blink stick or so. But otherwise, it's a very good ban, very standard bans actually for the team so far, and Brewmaster, the first pick for them, chosen hero, I guess?
And we have just seen bvd.Blue give away the Lycan, and nobody's picked it. What? What? Okay, so we've got the Doom and the Shadow Shaman, but I'm very surprised that bvd.Blue took the gamble at letting a Dire side Lycan through, because as we've seen, that is pretty much unstoppable. Once he gets that Rosh down, which he can get very, very early, immediately bvd.Blue will be on the back foot there. And Lycan also pushes towers extremely quickly. So the Shadow Shaman has now been picked up. That is obviously more push. Doom makes any fight 4v5. So I just think that we might have seen bvd.Blue lose the draft again here in the early stages.
I'm looking forward to it. I mean, if they have the chance to pick the Lycan, they should have picked the Lycan. But meanwhile, they have the Skywrath Mage as the second pick. And finally, banning the Lycan right now. I mean, they have the Doom pick and Shadow Shaman pick already. And, you know, those two, if they have the Doom to play the offlane even, he gets to level 6. Also, Scorched Earth, very good pushing mechanism coming in with the supports of Shadow Shaman's Mass Serpent Wards as well. So with Lycan in there as well with Dire Wolves, and let's say Vengeful Spirits picked as a support, Please Don't Flame Us, We Are New is going to win the second game. So very good ban coming in. Finally the Lycan as well as the Ember Spirit for NewB to make sure that the mid solo. I think Mikasa is a very good hero. A good player on the Ember Spirit, but otherwise Brewmaster is already picked. So I'm a bit confused why the ban not the Ember Spirit, because otherwise he could have played the position 1 carry in the safe lane. But otherwise, what do you think about this so far?
Okay, well, look, the Doom is almost certainly going to be targeted at the Brewmaster. So the Skywrath Mage, whoever's playing that, most likely scant. We'll have to make certain that the Doom never gets that ulti off. If that happens, then his Brewmaster is pretty much worthless in a fight. So it's going to come down to whoever gets the first silence off. We do see the Lycan and the Nature's Prophet banned out as well. And I really just think that a lot is riding on this Brewmaster doing well now. And he will be the solo mid, so we're going to have to see, can he dominate the mid and then transition that into a winning game for BVD.
Yeah, as well. What do you think about the Nature's Prophet ban? I've never seen him for the past few months. I think since the new patch came out, or this patch came out. Do you think NewB would actually consider even to pick the Nature's Prophet, or is this just to keep the pushing lineup safe?
Okay, Nature's Prophet is never a bad ban. I don't know about NewB. I mean, I don't know if any of if their offlaner Rock actually plays him, but he's just generally a pain in the backside, and he just provides, you know, there's always that chance that you get ratted with the Nature's Prophet, and I don't know if BVD wants to let that through, but we'll have to see. Please Don't Flame actually going to grab the Faceless Void for the second game as well, so the Doom will probably be the carry hero.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, Colonel Sphere is just OP right now with the help of Shadow Shaman and Doom to trap him even further. But otherwise, yeah, I think the Nature's Prophet should just stay at Europe as well as Vici Gaming when Salar just plays position 1. But otherwise, I think South African Gaming is just, you know, they love Tidehunter, they hate Nature's Prophet. They should just keep it this way, keep our meta unique. And, you know, I'm loving this draft right now because this is different from what we see international scene. But otherwise, yeah, the Wraith King just got picked. Do you think this would be a carry Wraith King or a Hibs Wraith King?
Support Wraith King. Okay, this is both of these drafts are actually pretty heavily TI influenced. I mean, Please Don't Flame, you could look at what NewB picked in the finals and you could almost say that this is what they would have picked there. In the Doom, Shadow Shaman, and Faceless Void, and bvd.Blue as well. I mean, all of those heroes that they have grabbed are very, very common picks in the current meta at international level. Visage, however, is not, and that is a very interesting decision by NewB to actually go with the Visage, and it's actually additional pushing power. Those summons can be pretty powerful at just knocking down towers when you aren't looking.
I guess so, and also mentioning that this is a TI related kind of draft kind of thing. What do you think? Who is going to win this game? I mean, considering these heroes that have, it's a 4v4 right now. Earthshaker just got picked. It's not uncommon, I guess. But otherwise, do you think Bravado Gaming Blue right now with this draft can actually take this game if they play this correctly? With let's say Visage to have that stun on familiars, Chronos Fury is available, and so is the Doom, who can clearly just Doom the Wraith King or Brewmaster, even the Skywrath Mage, in order for them not to cost anything.
Okay, well, just looking at what bvd.Blue has right now, your one and only target is the Brewmaster. Wraith King looks to be a carry Wraith King with the Skywrath and Earthshaker pickups. But Brewmaster is your only real worry right now, and that is severely worrying to me for bvd.Blue because Brewmaster's got a target painted on his back the size of Notre Dame Cathedral, so he really has to be very, very careful about how he initiates, because if the Doom lands on him, his team fight is pretty much non-existent after that, and the rest of his team, I don't know if they can actually carry it through while their Brewmaster's not there.
Yeah, the playstyle influences them as well. I mean, you can see as last game, Scans as well as the other supports decided to just stay the enemy jungle and just stay level 1 for quite a bit of while and try to rotate between mid and bottom lane to maybe snatch a kill or two. It didn't work nicely, but it was a good idea, which I think right now Earthshaker and Skywrath Mage, if they do the same, they will be not getting a lot of gold as well as EXP in the middle, or sorry, the early to mid game, and hence relying on Brewmaster, as you said, in the team fights. And if Primal Splits is cancelled cancelled out, they are not going to win the fight. But otherwise, the draw range is banned out as well. So for Flame, they don't have a draw range in mid, which I think it should be okay.
Yeah, well, the draw range would be a very, very C9 kind of deal there. But they do grab themselves the Invoker, who've actually completely forgotten this game. And that should be a decent enough opponent for the Brewmaster in mid, but I would still expect Brew to probably take it in the end. Okay, but bvd.Blue now they have to look for something that's going to give the Doom just a little bit of pause. And something that is also a Doom-worthy target is desperately needed right now, because at the moment, if Brewmaster gets hit, he's gone. And I think that's the rest of bvd.Blue going with him if he goes down.
Of course. I also want to point out that Brewmaster against an Invoker, I'm an Invoker player, not the best, but every time I play against a Brewmaster, he gets his Drunken Haze, and I can't get last hits if he activates Drunken Haze on me every single time, and then hence not getting XP and gold, and then I'll be losing the lane and probably losing the game as well. So if this is the same idea for them, it could be a bit of trouble for Invoker. But yeah, what do I know? There could be a Doom going to mid, Invoker safe lane, but I don't really know right now what's happening. But otherwise, Batrider just got banned out, in case we forgot to say, and bvd.Blue, with 1 minute to go, bonus time, they have to pick the 5th hero.
Yeah, just going back to what you were saying there, I don't think you'll send the Doom mid. Brewmaster would eat him alive, pretty much. Doom's got a poor attack animation, and Brewmaster, especially that Drunken Haze, is going to make life even more difficult for him, along with the clap being in range of that Doom as well. I will say one thing though, that bvd.Blue has actually gone with a very, very greedy sort of lineup here in terms of XP needed. Your Skywrath desperately wants level 6 and a couple of other levels, but bvd.Blue is going to choose the Lone Druid, and yeah, okay, I pretty much say that Chosen is going to get doomed every single fight.
We don't know. This is bvd.Blue coming in. Yeah, Chosen playing the Brewmaster, so I think it's going to be the carry on Lone Druid, maybe only in the early stages. I mean the later stages. He's probably going to be in the lane, just try to drag the creeps with the bear into the towers to make sure that he does get the gold as well as the XP. Meanwhile, having the Wraith King, but NewB was playing offlane, so I might be talking a lot of crap right now.
Yeah. Okay, traditionally the Lone Druid would be in the offlane here. I just don't know if that's actually going to work out. Sending the Wraith King there instead, even though he is played by NewB. But
I wonder.
Yeah, we shall definitely see what's going to happen here, because I'm worried. I don't think bvd.Blue actually have the lineup to contest with NewB here. And NewB is going to... If they win a couple of team fights, I don't see bvd.Blue actually coming back from it.
Yeah, of course. By the looks of it, Shidobi, I remember him playing the Invoker at Veneration Esports, actually doing very well in it as well. Probably inspiring for most of the players who are watching right now for this game against bvd.Blue. But otherwise, let's see how it goes for him as well. The supports, 225S is going to be helping the Doom out in the safe lane, which means ROC once again playing the offlane. Faces Void. I think I just introduced the NewB team to the spectators, so please introduce the bvd.Blue team, please.
Alright, for bvd.Blue, we've got Mikasa on Lone Druid. Dancing Swords will be taking the Earthshaker this game. Chosen is going to be going what should be mid on the Brewmaster. Hibs will be on the Skywrath Mage, and finally it looks as though NewB is going to be the one going to the top lane as a Wraith King, so that's a little bit of an interesting decision. I'm not 100% certain if it's going to be an aggressive tri-lane. It could very well be. They certainly do have enough lockdown and damage for that to work probably decently well.
Yeah, of course. I also want to point out that I'm a bit interested to see what they're going to do further with especially Mikasa, who actually started bvd.Blue as a mid-solo player and transited into a carry into the safe lane, where you saw he played Mirana in the safe lane in the dire side, and now he's going to play the Lone Druid. Still deciding to see where he's going to be going, but Wraith King is already heading top So I'm not surprised if he's going to be solo off lane, but he does not have boots of speed. It is going to be a bit troubling for him to, you know, control the lane, especially with the Void, no, not the Void, but the Doom and the 2 supports available on the other side. But otherwise, let's just see how the laning is going to work. We can see Earthshaker is going up there as well. Chosen is going to the, as said, middle lane, and yeah, I think Mikasa is going to be soloing off lane. I mean, soloing safe lane with the aggressive tri-lane coming in for bvd.Blue.
Yeah, and I wonder if NewB's actually going to spot this out. If they do spot it out, they could actually run an aggro try versus the Lone Druid, and they could very, very easily win that lane. Lone Druid, the bear is going to help him, but I don't know if it's going to be enough against the tri lane. And NewB is just kind of wandering around the mid lane, not quite certain what they're doing at the moment. And we've got drawings coming out now, so it does look like they're going to be running a safe lane try. And yeah, so they're not going to spot it out, but in fact we do have the Spirit Bear scouting as well, so Mikasa making use of the Spirit Bear to actually just get it out, make certain that they are getting the lane that they want.
It's a very good idea indeed. I mean, if you send the Spirit Bear top, they probably think, okay, Spirit Bear is in the off lane, so it's going to be Lone Druid in off lane. Let's just be careful and make sure that we win the lane instead. But bvd.Blue knows this is a trick coming in, because he is going back into the safe lane, the Spirit Bear, and make sure that Mikasa will be soloing against 2 heroes. I think it's going to be 2 heroes right now. Visage is actually getting into the bottom lane to help the Void out. I think that's actually a pretty good idea, especially if he's playing against only 1 Lone Druid, because right now there is going to get a bit of EXP and maybe some last hits as well. Compared to last game, he was relying purely on getting to level 6 in order to come gang in team fights with the Chronosphere.
Yeah, and Dancing Swords and Hibs are making an immediate movement on Chidawi in mid, and if he gets caught out here, this is definitely first blood. Is Chosen close enough?
Oh, the Thunderclap gets in as well. Chidawi getting a lot of hit points lost, while an Earthshaker stunned to end his kill. But yeah, Skywrath Mage is getting the first blood. Well played to Hypes. Good warm-up, I guess, because he missed the first game.
Yeah, certainly a nice way to start your game. And bvd playing much better here in the first minute of the game, and that's exactly the kind of start you want to give to your Brewmaster in the mid lane.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's not the best thing for Invoker to die in the first minute. I think that actually ruins your confidence to play this hero, because otherwise you only have 1 level exhort in this hero. You have no skills whatsoever, and any minute now or any second there could be a second gang coming in from Scans and Hibs, which would be devastating. I mean, if you're going to be 5 minutes into the game and have 3 deaths already in Invoker's name, you'd probably be losing the lane, and it's going to be difficult for the rest of your teammates as well.
Yeah, the thing is, Chosen is going to be looking for an early Blink Dagger, so starts like this are desperately what he wants. Chidawi is going to be a Quas Exort Invoker, so he will be able to effectively contest Chosen. I just wonder, though, how effective it's actually going to be. Usually, if you have a Quas Exort Invoker, you'd like to use that Sunstrike. And unfortunately, they only have a Shadow Shaman and a Doom, so the Shadow Shaman is going to need to get down both a Hex and a Shackles before the Sunstrike will be able to land anything. On the bot lane, there's almost no potential for a proper gank with the Sunstrike. So a lot is going to be riding on this top lane to at least come out even. Because if they lose this lane very, very heavily to bvd.Blue, I think things could go pear-shaped rather quickly for them. Even though I do expect, just based on purely draft and nothing else, I do think NewB probably might have it in the end.
Yeah, of course. I want to know if the Doom is actually going to go for, you know, pure damage or getting some armor in for the team as well. But otherwise, yeah, it depends purely on him. And I think with the offlaner Void, they do lack a bit of DPS, and I think that for them, Invoker is going to need to get more damage on Exorts in the end, and maybe get Sheepstick as well to help the team to prolong and control the team fights. But otherwise, Wraith King is going to do a lot of damage, so is the Brewmaster and the Lone Druid in the middle to late game, and it will be very bad for NewB if that happens.
Yeah, I must say I do agree with you there. bvd.Blue doesn't really lack for right click in the late game. NewB, on the other hand, does lack. They do lack right click. The Doom isn't the most spectacular right clicker, and the Faceless Void is not going to be farming as much as a position 1 carry would. although he's not doing too badly.
Yeah, of course. Yep, the first, it's going to be the Fissure coming in as well to make sure the Shadow Shaman does get to his first death. S is going to get destroyed, and so is the Wraith King actually. The Doom to grab one kill over here, so that's not too bad. Coming in to see what's happening, because Wraith King just died, who is the position 1 carry, and Feint is still trying to tank this up. He's got no mana whatsoever. He's got the Scorch Earth on cooldown, 30 seconds to go. He's got no choice but just to get back, heal up, and maybe grab another Devour or something.
Yeah, and that is actually a spectacular return for NewB. Yes, they might have lost their Shadow Shaman, but aggro tries desperately depend on kills to actually make themselves win the lane. It is a Radiant offlane, so it's not too bad. But you desperately don't want to be giving up kills as an aggro try, because you're putting a lot of stock in that lane actually winning. And even when they draw, it basically ends up as a default loss for you. Because the Doom especially is what you want to kill. The Shadow Shaman isn't really the biggest deal on this lane at the moment.
Yeah, of course. I mean, as long as Doom farms up, it shouldn't be a problem. It's just about, as we said, it's going to be, in the late game comes, it's going to be very troubling for NewB to actually do something. But, you know, it depends, because the first game, they had a very pushing lineup. They didn't have the amounts of DPS like they did. The Viper was tanky, the Razor was the only thing available. So, right now, the Razor could be the Chidori Invoker right now, and then have the Viper play the Doom role. The Doom play the Viper role in this game, because he is a safe lane, he will be tanking up, and then in the end be very, very difficult to kill. But let's see, because BVD is actually playing amazing Dota at this moment. It's 3 minutes in, and they have gotten 2 kills. I think Scant was involved in both of them.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is that they have 2 problems here. They can't allow the Doom to actually get away from them, but they also need to make certain that at the very least their Invoker is going to... the Invoker is going to be going down a couple of times. That is their biggest worry at the moment, because Mikasa is doing okay on the bot lane. No, actually he's not. He's losing his lane horribly. I just checked now. He's actually 5-0 versus 20-9 on the Faceless Void. So he's getting crushed to dust here on this bot lane. Definitely not what you want. Not with your lone druid being your primary farmer.
Yeah, of course, especially if it's, I think not the 5 stage, but the Visage doing a lot of work here, supporting, making sure that Mikasa actually gets away, and then not getting involved in the EXP and gold when it's from the creeps. But otherwise, yeah, if Void was alone against an Android, it could have been a different story. But yeah, 225 spots out, a double stack coming in, Dancing Sword spots him out, and he's going to try maybe get a Fissure in. But yeah, Chosen initiates right there, maybe a stunter comments coming in, and he's going to take the last hits with it as well. Arak has to get back into safety. He's got level 1 on all 3 of the skills, and yeah, Mikasa's just trying to entangle him as much as possible. And before this, yeah, Spirit Bear only has 200 gold available. He is going to stay back and try to farm up. Meanwhile, Brewmaster TP's back into the mid lane. That was a very good rotation. I mean, he's got an Invincible Rune as well.
Yeah, and Brewmaster, a lot of his playstyle depends on getting at the very least a decent rotation. So making certain that he picks up a kill on his first rotation is very
fight
good.
Up the top. It's going to be the Doom. He is going to get in big trouble, but yep, Hype is going to be shackled in as well. Lots of damage coming in. There is no level death available, and yep, Doom might actually die from this Wraith King to grab another kill. He's actually his first one. He's got an assist as well. Yeah, that's a very good kill from them, and it's 4-1, leading for bvd.Blue.
Yeah, and a very good turnaround there by bvd.Blue, making certain that they actually got the kill on the Doom this time. And NewB, I think, getting slightly over-aggressive there. Maybe they were waiting on a Chidawi Sunstrike, but it never arrived. So slightly worrying for them that they dropped the Doom like that.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned. I mean, Chidawi got a bit of lost hits coming in from the rotation of Chosen, but Chosen did get another assist at the bottom lane just to make sure that it's up
225 is going to drop down, and Dancing Swords might pay for his life, and just like that, Rock's going to make himself scarce after grabbing the last hit there.
This actually might go for ROC. I mean, he's got his 1 kill. He didn't need to get a kill being in the offlane. All he needed was just to soak up EXP, but that 1 kill of the Earthshaker might help him a bit. I mean, he's got enough for a Mask of Madness in as well, so it's a matter of time that he gets an item like that, and as soon as he gets to level 6, he is pretty close to it. He'll be ganging very soon.
Yeah, and ROC is not doing too badly. I mean, an offlane Void, you don't really expect him to be farming as well as he has, but he did get that dual lane, which has probably helped him out quite a bit, and he's certainly making full use of that. Being second on the last hits board is very decent for a hero you generally these days don't expect to see with a whole lot of gold in his inventory.
Yeah, I agree with you. And actually, net worth-wise, he is leading 200 more than Invoker, his own teammates. And actually, Brewmaster is stuck on the 3rd place. Very, very close to Invoker, even though he did manage to get an assist off that kill. Invoker with 1 death, but it doesn't really matter right now because Invoker is making quite a bit of comeback with the amounts of gold he's getting right now.
Yeah, Rainz, I mean, you're the Invoker player among us two, and what do you think of Chidawi's build on his Invoker here for skills?
I really don't mind it so far. It's very standard with the 4 levels on the Sunstrike, which I think, or on Exhort, which gives a bit of power coming in from the Sunstrike whenever he needs to grab a kill, which I think is a very big possibility, knowing that there is going to be a Doom chasing them around and making sure that the Shackle comes in from Shadow Shaman. So when that happens, Sunstrike is going to commence, and you know, the next 3 levels might actually go towards Quas, so have 2 Fort Spirits.
Yeah, it's just a little bit odd. I mean, I see both Quas and
Invoker's in. Sunstrike commences as well. Mikasa getting a large damage done, and Visage to grab the last hits with the Soul Assumption. Very good plays. The Chronosphere definitely did a lot of work right now, and is level 7, 41 last hits at the top of the board. Last hits.
Yeah, and that is certainly the power of Invoker. Being able to affect a team fight from the opposite side of the map is an invaluable skill to have. And we might in fact see a tower drop here very, very soon. And that will be really troubling for Mikasa because he desperately needs space to farm up. On the top end,
yeah, look at this game he's having right now. Oh, there's a fight coming in. S is actually getting a bit of damage, but it's going to be okay. Dancing Sword losing a lot of hit points. He does not have a Fissure available right now. And Feints, yep, Sunstrike is available. Wraith King does get a bit of damage. And yep, 2 supports are available right now. Shackle has yet to come in. Scarlet Mage comes in as well. And Visage has no mana for Soul Assumption. He does not have anything to do about this. He's got Grave Chill at level 1. And yeah, this is actually enough to chase the 2 heroes away from the tower, and he is going to survive. It's 6-4 right now, and the Shadow Shaman falls to his death. I guess that's okay, because Shadow Shaman is playing position 5. I mean, he lost his ward gold, which I don't think is a big deal.
I think in the end that was probably more of a slight win, if anything, for NewB. They did drop the Shadow Shaman, but they got the Earthshaker as well as the Wraith King's ulti. So Wraith King's ulti is going to be down for the next fight if they do try and force it. And that's probably a pretty big deal. You don't want to give up an early kill or an early death like that with the ulti having such a long cooldown. You kind of want to. The first time you'd like to die is probably about level 11, but Chidawi looks to be dying in the mid lane here to a
yeah, he's definitely dying. There's no way he's going to escape from this. It's just so much damage coming in just from the flame, what you call it, the permanent immolation from the fire remnants of the Panda ulti. But look at this, still going to go on with S, still trying to overextend. Probably a big mistake coming in. Oh, Soul Assumption doing so much damage, and he's going to take on the Earthshaker. Not a big mistake whatsoever in the end. Chosen is just going to try to get his mana back up to have a level 4 Thunderclap once again, but instead he is going to blink away, knowing that there is going to be a rotation coming from Feint, and he's going to take the middle lane for now.
Yeah, and Brewmaster with that Blink Dagger making full use of it to grab a kill with his first usage of the ulti, so very, very important, but some very good micro coming out of Visage there, and picking up that kill in return on the Earthshaker.
Very good Michael skills indeed. He is going to help the team a bit with the initiation from the Blink into the Thunderclap and then into the Primal Split, hoping that he does not get doomed before anything of that happens. But otherwise, yeah, this is actually a very good situation coming in favor of BVD right now. Let's see how it goes with ROC's Chronosphere is available. He is going to be fighting 2 heroes. Rotation coming in from the Shadow Shaman. He is still smoked. And yeah, this spot scans out right now. I think Mikasa is a little bit greedy for a kill. Oh, ROC teleports in right there with the Chronosphere. Mikasa grabs the Sunstrike as well. Still a Hex available, and he smashes Mikasa, and he's going to be dead probably with Faces Forward, finally getting 1 kill. And boom, Lone Druid is tech last hits with the help of NewB with the Wraith King stun. It's going to be very dangerous right now. It's going to be 1 second until another stun comes in. Hex is available. Yeah, bam. It's going to be a death of S, unfortunately. It's 9-6 right now in favor of BVD.Blue. 10 minutes, 11 minutes gold graph. Let's see how it goes. It's actually pretty even. BVD.Blue leading with only a few hundreds, as well as the total XP earned. Barely 1,000, 2,000 or so.
Yeah, so not massive leads, and it's a pretty good couple of rotations there. And NewB is actually going to try and man fight ROC under the tower, and is this going to actually work out?
Yeah, what is RC doing over there? Is it alone? He's got, oh, nice blink coming in from Frozen as well. Oh, not Frozen, but Chosen. Yeah, the massive and ward just to keep him over there. Primal Split activates. Oh, this is going to be big trouble for Noob. 225 is just trying to escape. Soul Assumption gets in there. ROC is going to barely survive from the flame. Yep, there's going to be 1 or 2 remnants left. And yeah, they're just going to try to escape. Meanwhile, trying to chase him as well. And yeah, it's going to be Chosen blinking away into safety. Oh, can you see this? Feint is going to spot him out. Doom finally gets casted to make sure that he does die. Maybe a deny coming in for it. Oh, but Sunstrike does destroy the Brewmaster. Good timing,
Dolly just gets him back for that earlier kill. So some very, very good plays there. But Feint, that I think deserves a replay over there with brilliantly waiting for the poor old Brewmaster to just walk past and catch a Doom for his trouble of trying to kill his teamies.
Yeah, of course, and also very good decision for Chidobi to farm top while that fight happened. Actually a pretty long fight from when Void was trying to man fight 3 heroes over here. So yeah, the whole thing, the whole duration, Invoker managed to get some last hits, and he is leading top of the last hits charts with 70 compared to Brewmaster's 57. Very well played and good decision making from NewB.
Yeah, very, very well played, and Chidawi actually picking himself up that very, very standard hand of Midas for the quasi sword Invoker, and looks like Feint's going to pay for his insolence and dying in the lane there.
A little bit careless over there. I mean, he's got sentry wards. I mean, he's got Observer ward here at the top river, and yeah, clearly that the Radiant side does see him pop out as soon as possible. Oh, a fight at the bottom. Mikasa is going to be shackled as well as Soul Assumption just got casted on him. He is going to die. Oh, nice. S just escapes with barely 40-50 hit points, and it's going to be another win actually towards Noob. It's 10-8 right now. It's actually looking pretty good towards Noob. It's a slow increase for the team, but otherwise, yep, TP's coming in. Wraith King is going to cause some trouble.
And very, very well played there. Once again, 225 using the micro on his pigeons to actually get the kill on the bottom lane tower. And a slight misplay there. I think Dancing Swords could probably have tried to deny, but he either didn't go for it or didn't realize how quickly they were taking it down.
It was actually pretty quickly. I mean, each is 66 DPS, so man, that actually melts it for them. And meanwhile, after that tower, he did manage to get a medallion as well. So the Invoker and the Void is going to be happy from that.
Yep, and Rosh will be going down very, very soon. We've got a smoke coming out, and there we go. Mass Serpent wards are up, as well as the medallion. So Rosh is going to be dying in the next couple of seconds.
Yep, especially with the rest of BVD being in the top lane, it should be okay. Right now, it's only the supports that are in here just trying to take Rush. I guess that's a good thing, knowing that if Void pops up, they'll think, okay, they're not rushing. But meanwhile, it's the supports doing so much work, and I can see that the Doom might be going in to grab the Aegis pretty soon.
Yeah, it's a little bit interesting to go for the Doom, but I think it's probably because he's their position 1 core. And that's why
It's actually going pretty well. Look at his gold, 2,300. I think that's enough for a blink if he's going to get it. Oh yeah, he's going to get it. The Wraith King gets one as well. And Invoker, Necro Gaming. I think that's actually pretty good for that, for the team.
Yeah, well, they certainly do need some sort of push, because right now they sort of lack that outside of the two supports. So if one of the cores can just, do a little bit of pushing by themselves, it will just give bvd.Blue something else to think about. And Rock is doing what here?
Ooh, big mistake. Time walking into Voidness, I think. Yeah, there's going to be one Doom coming in, and Hibbs is the one to be targeted. Feint has an Aegis, but he already costed his Doom. He's going to need to escape. Meanwhile, the supports do come in, and Invoker is going to be healed. Yep, it's going to be very dangerous for the rest of the team to be available right now. And right now, it's going to be the Aegis being casted off. Everybody's ready to take him down. Feint is going to be in big trouble, but nice deafening blast coming in from the Invoker. One more stop coming in from Panda. Actually, Storm is going to survive, or Brewmaster is going to survive. Ivy's going to get shackled, and Wraith King finally revives into full HP, full mana, and the stun comes in. Mikasa finally falls down. Invoker to grab the kill over there with the help of the Forge Spirits. But yeah, Wraith King is going to be the one falling down with the help of the Medallion, doing so much damage. It's 1 versus 3 right now, and I wonder if he's actually going to take the Skywrath Mage down. He does indeed, and it's a 3-for-3 fight.
Yeah, it's an absolute bloodbath here in the dire jungle, but I mean, there we just see the exact power of what that Panda ultimate can do. It forces a bad Doom onto the onto the Skywrath Mage, and it ends in the dropping of both the Aegis and the subsequent death of the Doom as well. So that is really, really troubling. NewB cannot allow that to happen, and I think a lot of that comes down to Rock TPing in there without any support coming by and getting immediately blown apart before you could get the ulti off.
I think at least that the lone druid died, Mikasa died, it would be very important for NewB, and as well as having Nibu's death as well. It's 2 for 2 for Wraith King. He's got his blink stick, but you know, after dying he does not have any gold left. So that's actually going pretty well, I guess, in a sense for NewB. But otherwise it's very close right now. It's still undecided to see who's going to be winning the game. I guess the next 2 team fights maybe will start deciding, because the gold rush, it's going towards NewB for quite a bit right now, but it's only 2,000 or so. I guess that's not that much, 70 minutes into the game, and the XP is actually pretty even.
Yeah, and look, I mean, bvd.Blue played that team fight very, very well. Unfortunately, they again hung around for a little bit too long, and we've got a Doom on the Wraith King. Why would you Doom that guy?
Just to make sure, I think he was thinking that the ulti is not available right now, but making sure it's going to secure the kill position when it's going down. Face's Void is to destroy the Scarlet Mage, and the fight goes on. It's going to be a lot of damage coming in for the... Yeah, Invoker's going to take the Brewmaster down before I get to say Brewmaster, but otherwise it's a 3-4-0 fights coming in, and ROC is just going to continue to try to take him down. Entangle's available for the bear, and I think this blink from Feint was just a little bit too risky, and now he's got no choice, but yeah, they're all going to fight the bear, making sure it goes down. Cool down on the bear is 30 seconds, so I guess not a big loss for Mikasa. That's a lot of gold coming in though.
It's 300 gold going away in Invoker, and that is actually his level 3 Necros, so not really the time you want to actually give up your bear there.
Amazing Dota coming in from NewB to make sure that team fight was going to their side. This is about 2 minutes later, but right now, from 2000, NewB is leading the gold draft by 4, and then the XP as well by 3,000 from being even. Let's see, S is going to be in big trouble. Scarlet Mages, Mystic Flares to end his death. And right now we can see that 225 is going to be silent as well. He's going to try to juke them out. The stun is available for NewB. He does indeed cast it off. And yeah, this is going to be another fight won by bvd.Blue, taking 2 heroes back into the team. And it's going to be 16-14 right now. But unfortunate that 225 are extended, because you know that dominating streak definitely helped him quite a bit.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't say that was an overextension. I think that was just a very, very quick reply from bvd to get in and just make certain he couldn't escape there. But just going back to the little bit earlier team fight, that is actually the power of Rock over there with that ulti. That was a brilliant ulti, not only zoning out 2 of bvd's other heroes, but making certain that 2 of the opponents were in fact in that ulti as well. So NewB kind of had their Brewmaster sitting over there, and then the rest of the team trying to fight on the high ground. Just didn't work, and bvd Chosen looks like he's going to be dying in the mid lane here.
Yep, Chosen had like 2 seconds until the problem splits, which is so unfortunate, and very lucky for S to able to shack him down so fast, and the mass open ward to have Invoker grab the last hit. Necro just got summoned as well, and it's a bit unfortunate that the team is not available for a mid push. Otherwise, these Necros would be doing so much more. But I guess maximizing it out, make sure that the D wards is being commenced. It's not a bad idea.
No, not at all, and probably also using it just to make certain of the kill on that Brewmaster. You don't want him to have any mana to make certain of the ulti, and you certainly don't want him to have enough HP to get the ulti off either.
Of course, yeah, the mana burn is definitely one of the worst things to feel. Especially, okay, I'm going to cast my ulti, but bam, there goes my mana. I can't really do anything about that, and you know, that's the end to end his death. He's actually leading quite a bit this Void with 86 last hits. Invoker's 106 comes from the free farming and big help from teammates, but otherwise Mikasa's just trying to come back with the help of the Brewmaster, but I don't see this happening. Sorry, I don't see the free farming happening for the Brewmaster, because he is going to be closed down. But Mikasa is a bit lucky, because you know the jungle is all his, and so is the farm at the bottom lane.
Yeah, look, Brewmaster is one of those heroes that doesn't need a whole lot of farm. I mean, he's pretty much good to go with boots and a blink dagger. Obviously, if you can get things like a Aghanim Scepter, maybe a refresher if you're really that rich. But, I mean, those are pretty much your go-to items. So boots and blink dagger, and you're really much ready to fight. So it's not desperately important for Chosen to free farm, as one would say. But it would certainly help his team quite a bit, and it looks like we're going to catch a gank here in the jungle of Radiant Dire.
Yeah, with the Visage familiars, they do spot out at least 3 heroes, so I think they're going to be a bit of rotations. But meanwhile, I think that Rock decided to go for the bottom lane with Mikasa available. He's got his Sacred Relics, so a Radiance might be coming up pretty soon, and they do notice this. So ending their kill might be a very good idea, with Rock initiating with the Chronosphere, as well as a Sunstrike coming from Invoker, and still a Shackle from S, the Shadow Shaman, to end this kill. 300 gold grab for the support. Very good plays, and very good distraction coming in from the top as well. Oh, Rock dodges the chosen Thunderclap, and S teleports away, leaving Rock the only person available, but no one's going to spot him up. Very fortunate for the fissure not to happen. I think the fissure could have just been a wrist stun.
I see, the thing is, I mean, they blinked so quickly there, it really... It's a big pity there for BVD that they weren't able to get anything in return. They desperately needed something there, because right now we've got a push coming in on top, and I can't see BVD being able to rotate in time, or being able to stop it in any actual way.
Yeah. Do you also agree with me that it's also a little bit too late for a Radiance to happen? I guess it's essential for Lone Druid to have that item, but you know, I don't think that would be much of a big deal for Rock and Invoker even. I mean, Doom has a mechanism up. So I think the only thing that the Radiance would stop is Blink from the Doom, but otherwise, pretty much nothing else.
Well, the Shadow Shaman does also have a Blink, but I mean, he's going to be blinking towards you to get off his ulti. So, yeah, look, I do agree with you. You generally want your Blink, your Radiance early, but I mean, it's only 23 minutes. It's not that late, actually. So, that really just goes to show exactly how much NewB has actually been dominating this game. We see that they have almost all of the outer towers down, only the bottom tier 2 standing. So, NewB playing this very, very well, and I think Rosh is back in about 20 seconds, and that will be their next target before they actually attempt to go high ground.
Yeah, of course, it's going to be the Doom's Aegis once again if he's going to get it. Otherwise, it could be the Faceless Voids. He's got his Mask Command as well as BKB, so he would be very potent if he keeps the Aegis up, dies, and then responds to the BKB to continue the fight. But otherwise, he is getting his Aghanim Scepter next, knowing that he did buy a points booster right now. But yeah, I must say, for BVD fans, this could be a little bit unfortunate. They were doing so well in the first 5 minutes of the game with the rotations from Chosen and supports, but otherwise, you can see that NewB is doing really well right now as well. They're leading the gold graph by 7,000 and EXP by almost 7,000 as well. So this is actually going really great for them.
Yeah, certainly going very, very well for them. And
ooh, smoke fight coming in. Oh, straight up Dancing Sword Blink into the Echo Slam, and make sure that 225 does indeed to go to his death right now. A TPing coming in. It's going to be the Faceless Void back into safety. They lost the 225 hero once again. Very bad, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly didn't expect that, and quick thinking there by Dancing Swords to make certain of the kill. But we do see the... Oh, and Feint's gonna jump in on Skywrath Mage.
Ooh, I'm not sure if that's a very good idea. He does get stopped by the fissure, but yeah, Knibu here has got the Aegis. I mean, he's got the Reincarnation, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. RSA teleports in. Chronosphere is still available, by the way. He's got BKB as well as Master Man is available, but S is going to be the first to die right now. Brewmaster to take him down. A buyback coming in from the support. Invoker still available. Sunstrike to pop in. Knibu getting a lot of damage down into him. He does not have the Reincarnation anymore. Faceless Void grabs one kill. Brewmaster to grab the Doom and Invoker. Finally, the Wraith King to go down. Mikasa could be the next hero. And yeah, Pop goes down with a double kill coming in from Chidori, a mega kill streak even. There's still 2 heroes to fight. It's a 1 or 2 to 3 right now. Chosen is in big trouble. He does not have the primal splits right now. Whoa, S is actually getting a lot of damage blinked out here. Rock to grab a kill. He's just so tanky. I mean, Rock is trying his best to pop him up. Oh, this blink.
Yep, and as I said, that is why you doom the Brewmaster, because he pretty much set up 3 kills there single-handedly. They tried to focus down the... NewB tried to focus down the... No, wait. Yeah, sorry. I'm confused now. NewB tried to focus down the Wraith King and burnt a lot of time, and that basically set up Chosen for a perfect movement in on the supports, and just like that he took out both of the... well, he took out the support and then set up a kill on the Doom, and then was tanky enough to turn around and kill off the other support as well later on in the fight. And really, that can't be allowed to happen, because if that does continue to happen, BVD is going to get just enough time and just enough farm to actually start turning this around, and they're looking to be contesting what should be a rush going the way of NewB now.
So it's like Invoker to grab one. He's got to make a kill streak, so he can't really afford to die right now to, let's say, the Brewmaster. He's got the Aghanim Scepter already, so it's going to be very devastating if Chidori goes down to a Brewmaster, which gives him so much more than what he has already. Aghanim Scepter, as you said, they shouldn't afford to doom anybody else except for the chosen Brewmaster, because otherwise, if he's going to be primal splitting, it's going to be very difficult to kill. But otherwise, yeah, there's going to be a bit of a stop, and I think everybody's trying to farm up once again. Mikasa in the top lane, bottom lane is the Earthshaker, just trying to, I think, finish his BKB. Otherwise, could that be an Aghanim Scepter for him as well?
For the Earthshaker?
Earthshaker, yeah.
That I think should be it's a Ag Scepter. There's no way he's building a BKB. I was just gonna say that doesn't happen. You don't see Earthshakers building BKB unless they're playing carry, which is a very, very rare sight now that Lanham has actually retired from competitive play.
Yeah, I was thinking if he actually gets to get a BKB, teleport in, blink in into an Echo Slam, Fissure, and starts BKBing up, Enchant Totem to activate as well, and then doing a lot of damage. But yeah, I think Aghanim Scepter would be very likely. They can actually do it now. If he actually goes in Echo Slam, at least everything would die. But otherwise, yeah, it's going to be NewB to grab another tower. I think, yeah, it's only tier 3s left for bvd.Blue. What a big turnaround coming in from the early game.
Yeah, BVD is really, really on the back foot here, and a lot's actually going to depend for this high ground push, or for the high ground defense on the Earthshaker. If he can get a good ulti in, he can pretty much wreck the whole of NewB's team.
Yeah, Smoke came in as well for the Brewmaster, I think specifically for him to have the initiation in. I mean, if he's spotted, it could be doomed, and I think it's the best choice for him to be invisible right now until further. But otherwise, yeah, it's going to be some backing off right there with Invoker to carry on farming. He's got his Hands of Mighty still. Boots of Speed, he should be upgrading that. If not to a Phase Boot, a Boots of Travel would be very nice as well, because he will be teleporting a lot for the rest of the game. Boots of Travel, yeah.
Yeah, and definitely does need that. They are now at that stage where movement around the map is critical, and Feint is actually going to get caught out.
What are you doing? He's in the enemy jungle. He's going to get caught out really quickly. Earthshaker as well as Brewmaster's ulti to take him down. That's actually a pretty big loss for NewB right now. I mean, he could have gotten very close to the Assault Kuros, which I think that he could be getting, but, you know, just going to the enemy jungle for apparently no reason is actually a bit brave, I guess.
Yeah, just one thing though, there was a lot of commitment there from BVD, and I'm really surprised that they actually used the Brewmaster ult to ensure the kill on the Doom. That was something that you desperately need in teamfight, so to give it away for a Doom that's way out of position is a little bit surprising to me, actually.
I must say, I guess it's a 50-50 kind of thing. I mean, the good side is they get a kill off a Doom. The bad side is they're going to need to wait like a minute or so to have the ultis up again. And then if they're unlucky, it could be a very good time for a NewB to push up, and then they can't really do anything about it. But I think they make the decision of instead just farm up. And I think, yeah, they're going to go for the bear with Mikasa coming back into the base. Look at this damage coming in from just the Familiars as well as for Sarge. 300 gold once again. For Rock, actually, right now, 3,000 gold on an offlane Faceless Void. I think it could be a bit clear that he is going to be pushing up his position right now to have some more DPS.
Nope, he's actually going to get he's going to complete the Aghanim Scepter, so yeah. It looks like NewB is actually running Ags Gaming here, because we don't yet have an Ags on the Invoker. We getting one on the Faceless Void. Visage is getting one. Or he has one, in fact, and Shadow Shaman will certainly be looking at that in the near future with Greedy Eyes as well. So, 3 Ags, possibly 5 if Feint decides to go that route, which is highly unlikely, and Invoker is certainly making use of that as well in the future.
Yeah, a good idea that he got the Necronomicon. I mean, it helps him so much, as well as the warding in the map. BVD only has 2 wards up, which is actually very good. I mean, they're actually big warders, but otherwise Chosen is actually going to do a lot of damage. Massacre would just got picked out. The tower is going to be prioritized, but ROC doing so much work with the Chronos Flood. But meanwhile, Earthshaker gets in there as well with the Echo Slam, making sure that they do that. But Visage ends the Brewmaster, which forced him to buy back. A lot of fights still going on. It's a 3-4-3, 4-4-3, and finally Brewmaster is back into battle, but it's a good idea to actually get around over here with Chosen as well as NewB, only available for against 3 heroes. Invoker in big trouble, and he just finally gets activated off. And Faint, no mana, no HP, you can't really do anything from here. Still the ulti from the Brewmaster available, and ROC taking him out so quickly. Oh, actually the Storm one is actually getting the cooldown really quickly. He might actually survive. And finally, Faceless Void caused almost a team wipe. Just a bit unfortunate that did not get the Lone Druid. And finally, a buyback from 2 heroes actually. Or 1 hero. Wraith King, Scarlet Mage actually comes back from revive normally. And ROC, look at this damage coming out from. He's actually getting a bit of damage getting out from the Mystic Flare, and actually with Scarlet Mage ending the Faceless Void skill. Mega kill streak for him. Man.
Yeah,
that was quite a mouthful.
This is almost GG. I mean, that was like something like 8 heroes lost after buyback. And that is pretty devastating to bvd.Blue. They've lost now their Brewmaster twice, their Wraith King twice. Those are their 2 primary cores. I mean, right now, and we can actually see Dancing Swords actually just die in between 3 of his towers as well. So.
Yeah, grabbing a hero as well from the Invoker. The Earthshaker goes down once again. Yeah, not the best idea to go out 1 by 1 after losing a team fight. But otherwise, NewB is going to take the second game if this keeps up. ROC is going to get Mystic Flayed, but Hips is going to die straight after that, with Faceless Void getting a bit of a payback, being the Revenger in this fight. But otherwise, it's going to be a third good tier 3 tower getting down, with another team up coming in 24 to 29 in the favor of NewB after losing quite a bit in the early game. This is 32 minutes into the game, and they might be taking the mega kills right now, or the mega creeps right now.
And Chosen's just going to die once again. He's going to pop with the ulti, but is this really going to help out? Now he's going to focus on S, and he's going to target Shu next. Just think they're actually going to just focus on his actual Brewlings. That's his first one going down. Fire is about to drop as well, and it appears to be okay, well, the Earth is on the hunt for the Brewmaster. Invoker finishes off in, the Wraith King, but Mikasa's in deep trouble, and I think he's actually going to die off here. Big blink in from Dancing Sword to help his ulti. He might in fact grab 2. Is he going to set up the second one?
Yeah, and 225 can't really do anything from that. He just stood still, got over the fight, and had the Earthshaker grab the kill. Really well played over there from bvd.Blue, but they did lose all their axes. I can't see them winning this game, barring the fact that they could have this massive push out. But yeah, Invoker has Necro Books, he does have Boots of Travel, so if they do have a 5-man push, he could backdoor pretty easily to the Mega Creeps and finally taking the Ancients after grabbing the tier 4s. But otherwise, yeah, that was a big comeback from it. It is a bit too late. It's 34 minutes into the game. NewB decided to take the gold graph right 20,000 or so, and the EXP graph by a lot. What happened over there?
I don't know, but it's resulted in the GG call out from Chosen, so that'll be the end of that. And it's very, very seldom can I get to say this, but bvd.Blue has actually been beaten 2-0 by NewB, and NewB certainly showing that they are a team to watch in this competition.
Yeah, but this is not the last for bvd.Blue. We're going to see them in the losers brackets tonight. So yeah, stay tuned and keep updated in the Facebook page. And please like our Twitters as well as Rain's Facebook page. So we'll see you later.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Cheerio.